Good afternoon. My name is James Kang and I'm a gastroenterology registrar. And today I'm pleased to present to you the results of a systematic review and meta-analysis that assessed the global prevalence of post-colonoscopy colorectal cancer using new World Endoscopy Organization terminology. Colonoscopic surveillance with removal of pre-malignant lesions significantly reduces colorectal cancer incidence and mortality. Unfortunately, though, colonoscopies aren't perfect, and sometimes people develop bowel cancer even after having a colonoscopy. This is referred to as a post-colonoscopy colorectal cancer, or PCCRC. So how common are these? Well, a previous systematic review and meta-analysis of population-based studies across the world produced a pooled prevalence of 3.7%. However, the included studies used different disease definitions and prevalence calculation methods, which limited comparison of rates between populations. To enable more direct comparison between institutions and jurisdictions, the World Endoscopy Organization have produced standardized methods to define PCCRC and calculate its prevalence. So to demonstrate this, if time is represented by this horizontal axis, cancers diagnosed at or within 6 months of a colonoscopy are considered to be prevalent cases and are therefore classified as detected cancers, while those diagnosed between 6 and 36 months after the colonoscopy are classed as PCCRC. The unadjusted PCCRC prevalence is calculated as the number of PCCRCs divided by the total number of colorectal cancers. The WEO have recently proposed a precise methodology, a measure based on the number of colonoscopies, not cancers. Using this approach, colonoscopies are categorized into positive and negative tests according to whether a cancer was diagnosed within 6 months of the test. Detected cancers occur if they were preceded by a true positive colonoscopy, whereas PCCRC 3 years occur if they were preceded by a false negative colonoscopy. Using this method, PCCRC prevalence is as follows: false negative over true positive and false negative colonoscopies. So the objective of this systematic review and meta-analysis was to determine the pooled prevalence of PCCRC following on from a previous review. We also wished to determine how the new WEO nomenclature and methodology impacts PCCRC prevalence estimates. So from an initial list of 2,600 abstracts, PCCRC 3-year prevalence calculation was limited to 15 population-based cohort studies that were compliant with WEO methodology. And this was to reduce between study heterogeneity and to ensure that the summary prevalence figure was derived only from studies that used the best available data and methods. Of the 15 included studies, these originated from 11 different countries. Studies included in the unadjusted rate analysis here are colored in orange, whereas studies included in the precise methodology PCCRC prevalence calculation are colored in red. So using the unadjusted method, that is PCCRCs over total cancer cases, the pooled prevalence was 7.4%. And as you can see, heterogeneity was more than 90%, so very high. Using the precise methodology, that is where the measure is in terms of colonoscopies rather than cancer cases, the prevalence is 8.2%, and again, heterogeneity is very high. So as you can see, using either the precise methodology or the unadjusted rate method, the prevalence figures are not altogether dissimilar. However, heterogeneity was high using either method, which suggests that heterogeneity is more than a methodological problem. So in summary, the pooled prevalence estimates for PCCRC 3 years are 8.2% in this study. However, between study heterogeneity was high, suggesting that consistent methods for determining PCCRC prevalence are necessary, but not sufficient for benchmarking. Therefore, additional population-based studies using standardized nomenclature from different countries are required to more accurately assess the global burden of PCCRC. Thank you very much for listening, and if you want to read more, this paper was just recently published in AP&T. Thank you.